the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Off the inside, intercepted Alabama, touchdown run.
And everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into this, the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham. Alongside Luke Robinson, we'll be with you for the next couple of hours, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. A lot to talk about tonight. Just wrapped up the AHSAA.
How many A's are there?
AHSAA finals, basketball there in Birmingham. We'll kind of run down the champions there and congratulate them. Luke was up there all week.
No, I actually had to go to Syracuse, New York, so I was up there 3 days.
Okay.
3 days worth of calling,
Right.
which is a lot. That's a lot. I mean,
That is a lot.
You know, I did. I did every game but one on Saturday. There were 6 games, so 5 games, and then 4 games each of the other days. That's 13 games in 3 days. That's a lot for the old voice box.
Yeah, I would say so. Dartmouth votes to unionize. What does that mean for college athletics moving forward? This is kind of the farthest that's topic has ever gone.
They're not even on scholarship.
Not really.
They don't give scholarships.
Well, I guess that's what they're going to kind of bargain for, right?
I mean, if I were Dartmouth, I'd say, okay, we just don't have a sports program anymore.
Well,
I mean, I doubt they make any money off of it. I mean, maybe they do.
oh, no, I'm sure they don't.
I mean, Dartmouth doesn't need sport. I mean, they do that as an extracurricular. And they'll probably figure out something. But, again, this is all just everything's rolling right to the downfall of everything we knew. And I know I'm an old man yelling, get off my lawn. But, I mean, all I'm doing is looking around and seeing 2-minute warnings. I'm seeing that, you know, all this realignment. So, I mean, honestly, Texas's history was in the Southwest Conference. Now that's gone out the window. Then their history was in the Big 12. Now that's gone out the window. Essentially, Texas has no conference championships in its history right now. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, they're below Vanderbilt.
Yeah, well, you won't stay there for long, I'm sure.
I know. I'm just saying, Andy, it's
I agree.
It's scary times for us. I've been trying to say roll with it and deal with it. But then when you see unionization and you go, you know, when's that going to – I mean, how long before, like, the kids at IMG Academy say, hey, why aren't we getting paid?
Oh, it's coming.
I mean, how long before to play Little League? We need – hey, you know –
Little Johnny.
R&B Media sponsoring our basketball team. Why don't we get a piece of that? Well, because they only sponsor it by writing a check for $150. You want $2.50?
Right.
I mean, it's just, it feels like that's where it's headed.
I think you're right. It's true. Auburn and Alabama both in action tonight. Alabama actually at halftime there in Gainesville. Didn't see the score.
Yes, they're down 9 right now.
Down 9. So, okay, moving to the second half
expected,
of that one.
to be expected.
Sure. I mean, this game went to overtime in Tuscaloosa, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not big on the, you know, if you beat them at home, if you almost beat them at their place, you should blow them away at your place.
But I mean, it's
different. But I do look at it like
it says it's a pretty good matchup.
It's not a bad matchup, and Alabama doesn't play well on the road against really good teams. They play well on the road against mediocre teams. I think Florida's pretty doggone good. So, you know, they can beat Ole Miss, they can beat Mississippi State, they can beat Vanderbilt, they can beat those teams on the road. LSU, but they hadn't been able to beat, at least this year, Tennessee, Auburn, Kentucky, and probably now Florida.
Auburn will be on the road, that beginning at 8 o'clock at Missouri. Missouri's 0-16. Scares me to death.
Well, I'll remind you, I think it was 2 years ago. Alabama went to Georgia, and we were Georgia's only win for the year in the SEC. And we had a pretty good team. That team went to the NCAA. I mean, we went to the NCAA tournament, you know.
So you either look at it and say, well, they are an awful team, or you look at it through Auburn glasses and say, they're due. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, I feel like Auburn should win this game, though.
I feel like they should.
I mean, they're 11.5-point favorite.
I feel like they should win that game. We'll look at around the SEC as well. Baseball is in action. Softball is in action. A lot of spring sports going on. And best of teen movies from the 80s. Best of teen movies.
When we were teens.
From the 80s.
When I was. I don't know about you.
I was a teenager. What was that? 13? Yeah, I was a teenager in the late 80s.
Boy, that took you a long time to do that math.
It has been a long...
I'm beginning to wonder if you were a teenager in the 70s.
Wow. Been a long time since I was a teenager.
Good work, Joe Biden.
No, if I was Joe Biden, I would... yeah.
We're not political on here.
No, not at all. I have voted today.
I did. I vote in Birmingham, and I get to work at 6 in the morning. So, I mean, I wasn't able to vote.
I'm going to take a leap and say your vote is not really going to count as far as.
I mean,
or it's not really going to matter.
You hate to have that attitude,
far.
but you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Okay. But again, we'd always love to hear from you. 256-234-6221. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. Or you can dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z, and comment away. We'll get to as many of those as we can throughout the night. We're also on YouTube as well, if you'd like to look at that. And apparently on the radio too, right?
I think we're going to be on the radio at least for a little while until the Auburn game, probably. 97.5 carries the Auburn game, I'm sure, and so they'll probably go to the Auburn pregame. And, so get us while you can, folks. We're hot.
That is for sure. All right. You were there at the finals. Anything outstanding besides Corey getting taken out?
Yeah, I told him pregame, besides my cohort, Corey LeBounty, my color guy for the Mountain Brook Buckhorn State Championship game, late in the fourth, a Mountain Brook player dives for a ball. Now, he didn't, I take that back. He didn't necessarily dive for the ball. He kind of swatted it back in bounds. And we thought, I mean, again, hindsight's 50-50, as Pat Dye says. But I remember thinking, oh, he's going to be able to catch up and, just catch the table and get back. Something made, I think he just had a misstep, and it made his momentum go faster. So he goes into the scorer's table, not the scorer's table, we're the broadcast area, whatever, knocks out my color guy, Corey LeBounty. I'm talking about takes him out, Terry Tate, office linebacker style. Corey is knocked back. He's all in the jello, from that old Louis Gazard joke. And Corey is laid out. The chair's up. Corey is dead cockroach in it. He's lucky he didn't hit the back of his head on a little step or on the other table. It really could have hurt. The other player, meanwhile, he did save the ball. So the Mountain Brook player knocks Corey over, knocks over his iPad, knocks over drinks, everything, scrambles back up, heads back onto the court. I look at Corey, see that he's not dead. So, and I'm thinking, I got to keep calling the game. So I turned around and I said, they took out Corey, and then I said something, and I heard in the background this very muffled, help me. And I turned back around. Corey could not get up. So I had to, sort of help lift him up, and then he had to get his earphones back on or whatever.
Did he finish the game?
Yeah, he finished the game. But it was a moment, because high school players are big dudes these days. But that was a great game. That game went into overtime. Buckhorn ends up winning the state championship. It really was quite improbable because it looked like for all the world Buckhorn had it won in regulation. Then Caleb Holt, the star player, who's probably the best player in the state regardless of classification, he's unbelievable. Only a sophomore. He fouls out. His fourth foul was incredibly questionable. I'm not supposed to question him on the air then, and I have no dog in the fight. But I'll question it right now. I thought it was a horrible call. And I really hated it because he's what everybody was there to see. Or see Mountain Brook. A lot of Mountain Brook people were there, obviously, being in Birmingham. But his fifth foul was legit, but so weird. He had you could tell he had a groin issue. Like he had tweaked a groin muscle, pulled a groin muscle, something. His explosiveness wasn't there. He was every now and again he could have a burst, but then he would limp badly for 2 or 3 minutes. Well, he stole the ball. He's getting down court, going to be a sure layup to a teammate. He tries to pass it, loses the grip on the ball because, again, the injury and it ends up in the hands of a Mountain Brook player. And his follow-through on the pass was like this. The ball ends up with the Mountain Brook player. The Mountain Brook player gets it immediately, starts running, runs right into his hand. You have to call a foul, even though it is the very definition of incidental contact. Right. So he fouls out, and we all think for the life of us, Mountain Brook's going to now win this thing. And Mountain Brook, their star player, Ty Davis, who is a fantastic kid, fantastic player, headed to Creighton. He goes to the line late in the game to shoot 2. 1 to tie, 2 to win. He hit the first, missed the second. They get the rebound, couldn't really get a good shot off, go to overtime. We all think, okay, this is over. Mountain Brook's going to – their best player's out. And it looked at first Mountain Brook's going to win it, but then Buckhorn comes around. They have the lead by 1 late. Mountain Brook gets the ball on the inbounds. One of the Mountain Brook players is running in for a layup. I don't know that he would have gotten the layoff off in time. I think he might have. It was going to be so close. By the way, Buckhorn tipped in a shot at the last second of regulation that they counted, reviewed. I've never seen them review. This is sort of new. They reviewed it, and the ball was on the tippity tip of the Buckhorn player's finger, so it doesn't count. So, we're like, there's no way Buckhorn went. Well, Mountain Brook player going in for a layup, and Fred Derrick steals the ball from him I'm talking about, Andy, at the last possible second, and the horn sounds. Caleb Holt wins the MVP because in the first game he played, he had 0 points in the first quarter and ended up with 37. In this game, I don't remember his exact stats. I mean, he might have had 15, 17 points, probably 10, 11 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists, something like that. He had a nice game, but he didn't play in the overtime. He wins the MVP, and when he's announced, he grabs Fred Derrick by the jersey to pull him out there and say, no, you're taking this MVP. And Fred wouldn't do it at first, and then they both walk out there and sort of jointly take it. But it was a really, really cool, touching moment, and what maturity from a sophomore who, I mean, most time when you're a sophomore like that and you're the baddest player in Alabama as a sophomore, you're going to be all about you. And Caleb Holt is not that way. And he's going to be a dude that is going to make this state very, very, very proud. So that was awesome. Jasper girls getting a state championship. They were pretty dominant. Hoover winning boys and girls. Hoover's got Dwayne Brown. I mean, how many teams have 2 6'9" dudes? One a junior, that's 260. One a sophomore, that's probably 260, 270. And it's like they get to practice against one another. Other people, how do you prepare for a 6'9", 260 guy with good feet?
You don't.
They also have Salim London, who's the son of Tariq London, who played at Alabama not too long ago. And dare I say, Salim's going to be a pretty good bit better than his father. I'm not taking a shot at Tariq London. I'm just saying Tariq was an SEC player, good enough to play on an SEC team. There's no doubt about it. I think Salim's going to be able to do that and then some. Just trying to think. Eric Winters for Enterprise played in that state championship game. This is a safety that certainly has given Auburn a big-time look right now.
He's a big-time linebacker, right?
Yeah, linebacker. I mean, I called him a safety, but I'd say he's either like a big safety or maybe a little bit smaller linebacker, but only small. Boy, I don't even know if I'd call him small. He's a big dude. So anyway, he's strong, and he was the only one, it seemed like, for Enterprise who could do anything with Dwayne Brown because he was so strong he could get in there with him. But even he had his shot completely eaten several times. But he had some nice dunks. He had some nice steals. You can tell he's athletic. Who else would there be? Ace Austin for Spring Garden is an incredible player, one of the top 50 players probably in the country for next year. She's committed to Alabama. She's really good. She won the MVP again. Spring Garden seems to always win this thing. Anybody else in there you can think of? A Ramsey. They didn't win, but they're fun to watch, and they had the best dressed coaching staff that you'll ever see.
Mars Hill Bible, boys won, girls lost.
That's right. Mars Hill Bible, you talk about a program that's just like they do well at everything, right? I mean, they're pretty strong. Who else on there, Andy? Give me something. Because I didn't get to call everybody. Trey Simpson for Hillcrest Evergreen. He's about a 6'7" kid, junior, in the state championship. Forgive me if I don't remember the stat line exactly, but I think it was 23 points or 24 points, 23 rebounds, 15 blocks. 15 blocks, I said.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing.
That is. Fairfield beat Viger.
Fairfield did beat Viger. That was Fairfield. You know what's funny?
5A boys.
Yeah, David Jones is an alum of Fairfield. He did the play-by-play with me. Of course, David Jones is a cohort of yours on the Auburn Blitz a lot of times. And David had sort of prepared me like this Fairfield team's going to be high flying. Like, just watch out. They're going to be flying all over the place. And they played Valley, I think it was, in the first game. I cannot remember the kid's name, and I think that I've erased it from memory because it scared me so much. Here's a kid for Valley. If there's anybody from Valley, you'll know who I'm talking about. They have one guy named Kean, who is really good, but this is not who I'm talking about. This kid jumped from just inside the foul line, and somebody was trying to take a charge, and I thought to myself, do you know how little you have to value your face to take a charge on this man that has jumped from the foul line? You could see it take off so slowly. There's a great picture. I'll show it to you off the air. David got from somewhere. He misses the dunk, and they do call the charge. But I thought, good God, have mercy. This man did this knowing I can make this shot, make this dunk. It was the highest I've seen anybody jump in a state championship game. It was out of bounds. Now, I don't know if he'll go somewhere and play. It just floored me. I mean, the only thing I could say was get the kids out of the pool. It's going to be a storm when this kid is, wherever he is, he's going. Valley wanted to dunk on you and hurt your feelings. Now, they couldn't get the win, but I kind of wish they had because I wanted to see some more of that. And I didn't see any other. If they didn't do a dunk contest this year. If they had done a dunk contest, I would have said, y'all, nobody can do what this guy attempted. I mean, I don't care if he didn't make it.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun again. It's the best tournament in the country. I mean, I'm biased, done it 17 to 18 years. Best tournament in the country. I think other places come down here and try and figure out how we've done it so well. I say we like I've had anything to do with it. But the AHSAA has done a marvelous job, and the Legacy Arena, Night Edie, Randy and Brett, everything is the TV guys. It's just an event, man. I'm telling you, it's a big, and especially now that you got Mountain Brook there just about every year, so they bring a boatload of people. They're all in neon.
How many Eagles songs were played?
Very few Eagles songs this year, which blew me away. Because nothing gets the teenagers of today's age fired up like a little Hotel California.
That's true. We're way behind already. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life.
Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro continues to excel in making sure our clients have a smooth and pleasant experience with home financing needs. Families are struggling to make ends meet due to price increases and high interest rates on credit cards. Monthly debt can cripple a family from enjoying the special times in life. Property values are holding strong, and now is the time to take advantage of the equity in your home, saving hundreds of dollars a month. No money out of pocket and no payment until January 2024. Call the Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro today.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, just getting started on tonight's program. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Wonderful place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. Great people, great food, great atmosphere. JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Go and catch a meal one day this week if you can. They have been a longtime sponsor of all of our programming, and we appreciate them so very much. Congratulations to all of the winners, all the state champions of the basketball girls and boys, 1 through 7A. They all well deserving. Some really good games, some
always some stinkers, always some stinkers, always some classics, but always some stinkers. And it's just the way it's – look, there was one team – I don't even want to say their name. They were down 41-0 at the half.
I don't even know how that's possible.
You love it. You don't score.
Did you watch the game?
No, I was listening to it.
Okay.
I felt so bad. I felt so bad for our announcing team. On radio, see, like on TV, you can just sort of start talking about other stuff because people can still watch the action if they want to. On radio, you have to keep describing that atrocity. And, you hate to be that way because, I mean, look, there's nothing if you make it to the Final Four, I don't care if you lose 82-6. I mean, it is a feat. It is something they can never take away from you.
Yeah.
But 41-0.
You wish they'd take that away.
41-0 is pretty awful. It's bad. I don't know what to say.
Moving on. Dartmouth men's basketball voted 13-2 Tuesday to join the local Service Employees Union. Now, what does that mean? Like you said, I mean, look, I mean, the National Labor Relations Board ruled that the Dartmouth players were employees of their school. So this several years ago, Northwestern got together and had an idea to do this, but never made it this far past the vote. It got to the vote, but I don't think that ever they called it off before. I don't know, somebody got involved or something got involved, or So that just kind of stopped. But apparently now the university has 10 days to appeal after the results of the election are certified. So what does that mean for college athletics? What does a union mean for college athletics? That means collective bargaining. That means salary. That means the school can literally, or is going to pay the players. So basically, all the thing that we've been talking about, NIL, is, well, I mean, that's just.
No. First of all, I'll disagree with that. I don't mean to cut you off, but I think the first thing I think of is, okay, so you're going to have this, you have collective bargaining, maybe you have a salary cap even, know, in the SEC. Okay.
You got to.
Okay, let's say you do. But you're not going to be able to stop anything with NIL.
No. I wasn't comparing it to. I'm just saying, like what we've been saying, NIL has turned into colleges basically just paying athletes. Well, this is just pulling the veil off that.
Well, it's not even basically. It would 100%. And look, part of me is like, if we're going to go this route where athletes get paid, I'm all for it, because this is the only model where we directly pay their salaries. I mean, we're supposed to be giving into these collectives, and we're supposed to be putting into this fund so that they can doyle it out however they want to.
Maybe that would be a good thing, because then perhaps if you had, but then all 85 players, you're going to pay all of them?
I mean, I think you are. You're going to pay all 85 players?
So, I mean, do you collectively bargain to say that you can pay one more than the other? Or do they all get the same?
Oh, sure.
And everybody else gets, I mean, their NIL is a separate thing that boosts their salary? I mean, how does that work?
Andy, I don't know. This is such a slippery slope. And the only way I think it works is if you get rid of a lot of these little smaller teams. I mean, I think you can kiss, Middle Tennessee State, Western Kentucky goodbye, at least in terms of playing in the same sandbox with Alabama and Auburn. I mean, I think that what you say is we're going to have 32, 40 teams, 48 teams, whatever it is. And because, see, it works in the NFL because they have 32 teams. And they only have 53-man rosters. They have practice squads. Maybe that's what you do in college. You have practice squads.
Yeah.
But are you going to? What else are you going to do? Is this? Are you going to? The NFL also has a draft. I mean, we're not going to do that in college. You can't. I mean, I would be staunchly against this. You can draft somebody. If you're UCLA and you get the number one pick in the draft, and you want to go pick the number one player in Alabama, who's always wanted to go to Alabama or Auburn, I don't like that. Now, when it's professional, it's another thing, but then it brings the question, are we not professionals now? So maybe there could be a draft. I'm just telling you, this whole thing is going to change so much, and it's so difficult to keep up with. Part of me is like, just wake me up when y'all get your rules, because
I think people will be surprised at how many schools are not able to afford this.
Well, they definitely won't be able to afford. All these people that are clamoring for it, what they don't understand, if we go this route, we're probably going to get rid of a lot of other sports that don't make money, which is just about every sport that's not football or basketball. Basketball doesn't make sport money for everybody. And
I put it to you this way. Auburn basketball barely broke even.
Exactly.
That'll tell you something.
And that is not taking a shot at Auburn. That's nothing. I'm sure Alabama's the same way. Kentucky probably makes money off basketball. That's what they're known for. That's their brand.
And that's because they can draw 30,000 fans or whatever.
Yeah.
25,000 fans or whatever it is.
I'm just going to tell you that I'm not against kids getting paid. Nick Saban said this when I was at that Legacy event not too long ago. He said, there are people saying I'm against kids getting paid. I'm not. He said, but we got to figure out a way to make this where it works for everybody. Now, there will be some out there that'll say, I saw a clip from Mike Greenberg, who said something like, "I don't want to hear it. Coaches have been changing jobs and flip-flopping and doing and all this time." And I go, okay, that doesn't mean we need to swing. That's the problem with things like this. That doesn't mean we need to swing the pendulum all the way to the other side and let it be screwed up on that side for a little bit and then come to a medium. Yeah. No, if that's the way we feel now, we didn't used to have a problem with that, by the way. We all just knew, okay, a coach, you know, you start out in high school, then you're an assistant coach somewhere, then you're a head coach at a small school, head coach at a little bigger school, and if you do well enough, you're in the SEC coaching for LSU. Great. Right. And if you don't work out, you get a big buyout. Now the money's gotten so big, everybody's like, I need to have a piece of that. And greed and avarice, as they say, it'll destroy everything.
Absolutely. Go ahead and take another break. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that contain any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
You want the best opportunity to be successful in life. You deserve that opportunity. Well, you just happens to be in our motto. Central to you, central to your success. Your future is right now. Don't wait. Make your dreams a reality by enrolling at Central Alabama Community College. Register today at cacc.edu.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Opelika Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram at 801 Columbus Parkway in Opelika has a massive inventory of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Every make, every model. Quality pre-owned vehicles are available at Opelika Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram. Located at 801 Columbus Parkway in Opelika and online at opelikafordchrysler.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Just getting started, about 30 more minutes in the first hour of tonight's program. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by
Sarah,
well, brought to you by a lot of.
I mean, you looked at me. I don't have the sheet. I looked over to the TV. It says I see Sarah on there.
You've been doing this for 20 years.
I didn't, and I've not paid attention when you read these things because you got it. That's your deal. You got the sheets.
I don't have this. I don't have the.
What is this? It's a sheet with stuff on it.
Doesn't have sponsors on
it. You made it.
You used to rake me over the coals when I did live reads for like a couple of years, and you were like, "Why do you do that?" I said, "Because the boss tells me to do that."
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Why did you look at me?
Because I couldn't.
How's that my fault?
Because I couldn't remember.
God, I feel like it's my childhood all over again. My parents looking at me. I can't believe you made us wreck our car.
You are such.
While you were at home.
Why are you doing this? Sunshine, heating, and air.
Oh, is that okay?
Thank you.
Fine. If you'd give me a hint, I could have said, say hot or cold or something.
Every now and then, believe it or not, thoughts just jump out of my head. Sunshine, heating, and air. Kevin Kill and his crew do a fantastic job.
They do.
For all your heating and cooling needs. And, hey, that's probably the best thing
you know why you
they've ever
this is
got.
how you do a live. This is how you do a nice little you make up for it. You know why you forgot about Sunshine, Heating, and Air?
Why is that?
Because they do such a good job, you never even have to think about them.
That's wonderful. I think that's a great tagline. Look,
you're so good, we don't even need your business.
Sunshine, Heating, and Air. I'm sorry. All right. I tell you what, let's catch right back up. We'll go ahead and take another break.
It's the worst segment in Sports Blitz history.
No, surely not.
I mean, this month.
We'll go ahead and take another break. We'll catch back up. We'll come back with some basketball talk right after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. We got some sponsors here, but we can't remember who they are.
We had sponsors.
We had some sponsors. Thank you so much for being with us. About some SEC basketball, Ole Miss at Georgia tonight, Alabama at Florida, and Auburn at Missouri. Alabama kind of struggling with Florida right now. Down, I got 71-53.
71-53 is the score right now.
Well,
and Georgia's up 7 with about 5 minutes left.
Now Florida went up 21. So
good.
That one's not under 10 minutes to go. That's not
good.
looking
It's
good.
not ideal.
What's the score for Ole Miss, you say?
I got 59-52, so looks like Georgia will get that win, and I don't think that affects a whole lot. But
neither one of those teams sorry.
No, I mean, especially Ole Miss has sort of blown their opportunity.
Yeah,
they went on. It's one of those things where
opportunity.
they had such a bad non-conference schedule,
Yeah.
and I don't think it helped them. I mean, they didn't get any better. They were just beating up people. A lot of fool's gold.
And something that's amazing? Flanagan looked exactly like Flanagan in an Auburn uniform.
He hadn't grown one iota.
No. He looked doing the same things, doing the same foolish things. I mean, looks phenomenal at one moment, and then for the next 3 moments, he looked, how is that guy even playing college basketball?
Well, he does some things on occasion, like he'll have these turnaround jumpers, fadeaways, that are Jordan-esque. I mean, he can jump so high, and he's got such good body control, but then he'll make one of the most boneheaded plays or take one of the worst shots you can possibly take. It just, he has not gotten better as a player. He just hadn't. And I mean, I think this year Ole Miss, obviously they got his dad as a coach, and so they just were looking for sort of a stopgap till Chris Beard can get some of his true guys in here. But it just didn't work out for him. I mean, I think Auburn, oddly, may be better off without him.
Oh yeah, I think so. Alabama, not going to affect, I don't think, them a lot as far as their standing or seeding, losing to Florida. But what is it about this Florida thing? I mean, this is the one game that Auburn went down and got blown out.
Well, Florida's pretty good. They're not bad. They did lose at South Carolina the other day. They're just not a bad team. And, Alabama has not done well against pretty good teams on the road, and that just continues to play out, and they've got to get better. The problem is you don't have a lot more opportunity to do that. In fact, every game from this point forward, Alabama's got one more home game. They're not really going to be on the road anymore. Neutral site, they've actually played pretty well against the likes of a Purdue. Even neutral site, they played Arizona pretty well for a while. They played Creighton really well for most of that game. But it's the road. And I think this team is tired. They look tired to me, at least tonight. And so they got Arkansas. You don't need to lose that game. You need to beat Arkansas because you definitely want to keep this double bye. I mean, it's going to probably do away with any shot of Alabama even tying for the SEC title. And what that's going to do, at least temporarily, I think Auburn will win tonight, so they'll be 12-5. Alabama will be 12-5. Kentucky, I got
a scenario where there's 5 teams that ended up 13-5.
Yeah, there could be. I don't think that'll happen, but Lord, it'd be kind of funny if it did.
It is unlikely that every game would fall exactly right, but it is far more plausible than people will give it credit for.
I agree. And in that scenario, I don't even know. I mean, all of them would legitimately be able to hang a banner.
Because there is no tiebreaker. You just all share.
There is no tie. If Alabama and Tennessee
there's
tied,
a tiebreaker for the seeding of the
Yeah.
SEC tournament.
If Alabama and Tennessee had tied for the SEC title, Tennessee would share the title still with Alabama because even though they swept them 2 games. And, I kind of get some of that because Alabama did beat Mississippi State on the road, Tennessee didn't. Alabama beat South Carolina at home, Tennessee didn't. I mean, it's odd, and I mean, it goes against our usual thinking, but that's the way it is. But that's not going to be a problem. Now, Alabama's got to worry about beating Arkansas, getting it together just enough to get
Arkansas is playing a little better these days.
A little. They're still not very good, and they still look like they just even when they play better, they find a way to lose. They did lose to Vanderbilt at home recently.
Yeah.
They also lost this past weekend to Kentucky. Kentucky is so helter-skelter.
Yeah, but you score 102 and lose. I mean, how often does that happen? Unless you're in the NBA.
Yeah. They had the lead, but that's what I'm saying. They seem like a team that's finding ways to lose now. And then if Alabama beats them, I feel pretty good about Alabama's getting that double bye. And I don't care if it's the 2, the 3, or the 4. Just get the double bye and get that extra day of rest. Or, frankly, I'll tell you something. It wouldn't bother me if Alabama – I want them to always win. But I'm not going to be heartbroken if they don't win the SEC tournament this year. It's not going to bother – it's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm fine. I mean, I enjoyed last year's run. That was awesome. But, this team is not the best team in the SEC. I mean, it's just – they were for a minute, and then Reitzel getting hurt didn't help. The fact that they don't have any inside help at all didn't help. Losing that Tennessee game, I think, really was a gut punch for this team. They had a big lead, and they let it go. If they had been able to pull that out somehow, this game wouldn't matter quite as much. But it does. It did, and here we are. So I'm really just more focused on March. And I'll tell you something, that disappoints me in March in terms of the NCAA tournament. Because it's what I complain about, right? That, I want these conference championships to mean something. But the conference.
It never has, really.
But the conference, well, I think the conference itself championship has meant something. The conference tournament is really, the more I think about it, the more I really just don't like them. They're just kind of bunk. It just gives these other teams that aren't very good a chance to try and catch up. And I just don't like that. I mean, it is essentially, you've sucked in algebra all year long. And everybody else has worked their tails off, and they all have A minuses, and you have a C minus, and you don't know your butt from deep center field. Then on the final, he says, this is 90% of your grade, and you make an A plus, and your cohorts who have been studying like crap make a B on it. You end up with a better grade than they do. It's something about that's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it?
I did have a professor that it was about 50% of the grade was the final exam. So, I mean, that does happen.
I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying, do you think it's right?
No, but that's the way they've always done it. The conference tournaments have always taken precedence.
No, they haven't.
Well, yeah, they have.
No, they haven't, because some teams didn't even have them.
Well, I'm talking about for the last 20 years.
Yeah, I know, but that's not always. I mean, the Big Ten didn't even have one. The Pac-12 didn't even have one. The ACC and the SEC did, and we all recognized they were just money grabs, but then everybody's like, well, we want to grab some money. And that's what it is. I mean, it sort of stinks that it's that important. I'm all for doing away now with the SEC championship game and the SEC tournaments, the conference tournaments, because it's just an opportunity it's more opportunity to hurt somebody or really to have a team that deserves it be left out or a team that doesn't deserve it get in. I don't like that.
Up against another break, we'll be back with the final segment of the first hour. In tonight's program, more Sports Blitz Live is on the way right after this.
Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika invites you to discover extraordinary deals like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 Pro, now up to $12,500 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $8,750 off. And the GMC Acadia with 3-row seating, discounted up to $6,000 off. Enjoy no payments till summertime at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 300 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
They say we live in an age of big data, where computers and fancy algorithms are supposed to know you best. But at Country Financial, we know helping you own your future requires, well, something much bigger. Contact your local Country Financial representative and start planning for your future with a personal touch.
You don't have to ask who, what, or why. Who's Diner is the go-to place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Conveniently located at the corner of Highway 22 and 280 in Alex City, Who's Diner offers the best meals and the best deals in town. Try our fresh, made-from-scratch pancakes, chicken salad, Philly cheesesteak, or the Who Burger. It doesn't get any better than who? Who's Diner, of course, on the corner of Highway 22 and 280. Who's hungry?
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
It's truck season at AHSAA Automotive. New Honda Ridgelines, $349 a month. Ford Rangers, $357 a month. Nissan Frontiers, $379 a month. And Chevrolet Silverados, $399 a month. At AHSAA Automotive. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge, engine, powertrain, and more. It's truck season at AHSAA Honda, Tony Serra Ford, Serra Nissan, and Serra Chevrolet.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. We were talking about earlier the SEC basketball. Right now, there's a logjam kind of at the top. Tennessee sitting on top. They are in the best position, obviously, possible. But I say, look, South Carolina went into Knoxville and won that game. Obviously, that's a pretty good matchup for them. So Tennessee going to South Carolina and losing, who is their next game on tomorrow night, wouldn't surprise me at all. They get Kentucky at home. That one probably is the most unlikely, maybe, for Tennessee to lose at home. But Kentucky, the way they're playing right now, they've scored 100 back-to-back games. They're obviously playing their best basketball. So them going into Knoxville would not be a particularly big upset. So that's 13-5 for Tennessee. Alabama, right now they're getting
drilled.
Yeah. But can they take care of business against Arkansas at home? They should. They get them at 13-5.
Yeah, they need to win that game, and they need that, again, Alabama needs to double by more than anybody because they just look so tired out there right now.
Auburn has got the easiest road, you would think, at Missouri and Georgia at home. So if they don't go 13-5, it'll be a surprise. Kentucky, they should beat, obviously, Vanderbilt. Can they go into Tennessee and win? That's
going to be tough. I mean, but look, I'll tell you what.
That's the only way these other four teams get to 13-5.
Well, I think if you're Tennessee and you beat South Kakalaki, the Kentucky game, all of a sudden, you might not show up quite as much because you will have the league wrapped up.
Yeah.
Like everybody else will have 5 losses if they beat South Carolina. They wrap the league up.
They do, yeah.
And so I think that Kentucky then will probably get that win, and it will just.
In South Carolina, at Mississippi State.
That's not going to be an easy game.
Look, I mean, Mississippi State's tough.
Yeah.
So that would get them to 13-5 if they lose that game. 5 teams, I'd love to see it. I think that'd be great.
I mean,
because
5 banners.
To be perfectly honest, I think they've all had
their moments. Yeah, they've all had their moments. But I'll say this though: if Tennessee does beat South Carolina, I don't care what they do at Kentucky. They deserve the 1 seed. They deserve a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. I mean, they will have beaten Auburn at home, who was playing well, Alabama on the road, who was, playing okay, playing well enough, and they had not lost. Alabama hadn't lost an SEC game at home in 2 years, and Tennessee goes in there and beats them.
Yeah.
And then they will go to South Carolina and avenge that loss. A South Carolina team that everybody's high on it. So, yeah, I think that would be a big deal.
It would. They could erase all of this just by beating South Carolina. I think that would certainly close the door on everybody. So we'll see what happens. But, it could be interesting. Tennessee at South Carolina, LSU at Arkansas. Nobody really – although, look, I give that guy credit. LSU's done a lot better this year than I thought they would. So,
yeah, they've gotten better, and they're recruiting okay, I think. They're doing really pretty well, comparatively speaking, but they're not going to get in.
No.
Ole Miss won't get in now. The SEC's best hope is 7 now. And you assume Mississippi State's getting in. I think Tennessee, Bama, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, and South Carolina are locks. And then the bubble team is Mississippi State. Texas A&M fell off. They got a big win at Georgia this past weekend, but they've sort of fallen off a cliff.
And they beat Tennessee at home. How in the world did that happen? Again,
playing on the road stuff.
What is the deal with the road team? I don't
playing on the road stuff.
Remember it ever being this difficult.
Look, Tennessee lost at A&M. They lost at Mississippi State. They should have lost to Georgia, and they beat Alabama on the road. It's kind of weird. Some of it's timing when you catch somebody.
That's true.
And that's just luck of the draw.
That's true. Vanderbilt at Kentucky, that one will be no trouble. Mississippi State at Texas A&M. That one probably be very entertaining, to be perfectly honest.
I won't be watching it, but
I won't either, probably. But that is at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that one.
I shall.
All right. How high can Alabama get as far as seeding is concerned? How far could they drop?
Well, right now they're on a 4 seed. I think they're trending to a 5 after this loss. But I think Alabama. That's the beauty of scheduling so difficultly, is that people will give you the benefit of the doubt, and people say, "Well, is a quality loss better than a mediocre win?" And the answer, I think, is yes, because I think what the committee is saying is, we want you to schedule more difficultly. And you look at Ole Miss; they scheduled a bunch of soup cans. They played nobody, and it didn't help them at all. If they had 2 or 3 big wins in that resume, and were playing the way they're playing, even in the SEC, even with this string of losses they have had, I think they'd have a shot at it. There's some people think Texas A&M's still on the bubble because they do have a win over Tennessee. They got that win over Iowa State. They also played a couple of other teams. They played Ohio State. They beat Ohio State. You got to play people, and that's been Nate Oates' philosophy, and it leads to a record that's not as pretty as some others would like it, but at the same time, it helps you. It's great for your brand. You put your name out in front of. Nobody wants to see, LSU take on McNeese State they just don't want to watch it. Not in the regular season. I mean, in the tournament, you watch all the games of the tournament, but nobody wants to see that. But if you say LSU is going to play Michigan, people are going to watch that, or Michigan State, you know. So you have to play some teams that are beneath you clearly. You know, you have to. But even those teams, I mean, you know, one of the teams Alabama beat earlier this year was Indiana State. Now, they played without, you know, Larry Nerd, as they're calling him, this wonderkind. He was injured for that. But Indiana State's a really good school, really good program. It helps elevate you. I mean, so even the teams that you play that you know you're better than need to be pretty good schools. They don't need to be way down there in the RPI, et cetera. And I think that's one thing that, you know, if Alabama if they're able to beat Arkansas, I think their floor is a 5 seed. I think their ceiling is a 4 seed if they make a little run in the SEC tournament. Now, it'd be a little run because they'd probably have the double bye.
How much do you place on the tournament? Do you think makes a difference in the seeding?
It depends. It kind of depends on who you beat. You know, if Alabama gets in the tournament,
outside of winning it, obviously.
Yeah, if they beat a Tennessee or beat a Kentucky, you know, avenging losses, I think that would certainly help in some of the committee members' eyes and probably keep them up there. But I mean, and like I said, I think Alabama's a 4 or 5 at this point. Unless they lose to Arkansas, then I think they could drop to like a 6. But I think Alabama's going to be a 4 or 5, and I think Auburn, they'll get these last 2 wins. I firmly believe that. But I think it sort of hurts them that is so weak on the back end, and it hurts them that their non-conference schedule wasn't very good. It just wasn't. I mean, Bruce Pearl should schedule better than that. I mean, everybody will tell me Indiana hadn't peed a drop in a long time. We all know this. USC hadn't been any good in a long time. We all know this. I think Auburn's to a point where they can play better competition, and you know, play more Baylors. Baylor is what Indiana used to be, you know, and Auburn deserves to play that because that's where their brand is right now. And, yeah, I mean, Indiana's great for guys that reminisce like we do because we remember Keith Smart shooting in 87. But isn't that Indiana's last national championship?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Auburn and Alabama have been better programs than Indiana the last 10 years. I'm not speaking out of school here, am I?
Auburn has been better the last 10 years?
The last 10 years, Auburn's been a better program than Indiana.
Oh, yeah, I would say so.
And Alabama's been a better program than Indiana the last 10 years.
I would think so.
Okay. I mean, what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be – you don't have to find – Indiana's probably even fallen out of blue blood status, if you ask me. I mean, you can be a blue blood and, like, to say you're a blue blood means like you're blue blood forever, but I think Army was once a blue blood in football, but Indiana is just, they're falling out of blue blood status. Kentucky is still there, Duke's still there, North Carolina's still there, you know. UCLA's there, but they're there in a, like, honorary position because of what Wooden did. I mean, you know, they're not that great anymore. Now, UCLA did go to a Final Four a few years ago. So
they did.
But Indiana hadn't done that. So
no, they did play for the national championship like 10, 12 years ago.
Had to be longer than that. That
Mike
was
Davis.
Mike Davis.
It was
had
kind
to be
of
longer than
it
that.
was a freaky thing, but
yeah, it was weird because they had fired Knight, right? Or was that when they had Kelvin Sampson?
That may have been. I'm not sure.
God, I can't even remember.
Was that when did they get beat by Maryland? Was that 2002?
It might have been. Yeah, I don't think it was 10 or 12 years ago.
Wow. Time gets away.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the second hour of Sports Blitz Live right after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
When driving, wear a seatbelt, not a filter. What? Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
When driving, stay sober, not stoned. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, the second segment, or the second hour of tonight's show. Thank you so much.
Second something.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight. I am Andy Graham, alongside Luke Robinson. We'll be with you until 9 o'clock, taking your phone calls, taking your comments, talking about everything in the world of sports. Again, Alabama down by 20. Not going well for them tonight, but they got one game left.
And Georgia is going to win over Ole Miss. I mean, if anybody had any, Ole Miss is going to have to win the tournament to get in. I mean, that slams the door. And so Auburn and Missouri about to get going. One thing we hadn't talked about, because I just saw somebody talking about it on Facebook, and so, I mean, I think it's worth talking about. Caitlin Clark, she
sets the all-time record.
Sets the all-time record.
For points scored in NCAA men's or women's.
Agreed. I'm there was finally somebody who said this. I think it was, who's the basketball player played for Notre Dame, and Doug Gottlieb. Doug Gottlieb said this today, I think, or yesterday on Twitter, and he said, why do we have to keep saying she broke the record men's and women's? Because she didn't break the record men's and women's. She scored more than anybody. And she said, he wasn't trying to take a shot at her.
Yeah.
He was like, but whenever, we never said Pistol Pete Maravich has scored more than any man or woman. We never used to say that.
Yeah.
And he's got sort of a point. Caitlin Clark is phenomenal. And what she's done for women's basketball, you can't even quantify it. It's awesome. It's fantastic. She's the only reason I would watch Iowa women's basketball. I mean,
True.
When her game is on, I will at least turn it on to watch it. But I think some of it, I just wish that people didn't make as big of a deal out of that. And also wish some people didn't get as riled up about her. Like, there are some people who seem to want to take her down. She seems like a good person. I can see somebody, Angel Reese for LSU has ruffled some feathers. I could see where somebody may not be fired up about Angel Reese. I can see that. I don't really care one way or the other, but I can see. But Caitlin Clark, all she's done is try to be an ambassador for women's sports. And I think that when some people try to throw in, and she breaks Pistol Pete's record, and that's true. She did score more points than Pistol Pete. But it's not exactly apples to apples. And I saw somebody else on Facebook say...
Didn't he do it in 3 years?
I'm not sure, but and I think she's going to end up doing it. She'll be 4 because she could have COVID to come back. But... and also Pete did
This is her 4th year.
Yeah, Pete did it also. What I'm saying is she could have COVID and come back.
But she ain't coming back.
No, she's declared. But Pistol Pete, I would also say, for those who just fall out on the floor, and Pistol Pete did it without a 3-point shot. If there was a 3-point shot in Pistol Pete's day, he would have a record that nobody would touch.
Yeah.
Nobody, ever. And again, he didn't have a 3-point shot, so it is what it is.
Yeah, he did take 30 shots a game.
Yeah.
But still, it is what it is.
And again, I feel like people have gone too far either way with this. I don't know why we can't just celebrate her for being the all-time leading scorer.
Because men and women are equal, Luke.
Well, they are equal in a lot of ways. They are, there's some things, but they aren't equal in others. I'm pro Riley Gaines. I am not for men, no matter how they identify, swimming in a women's sport. I'm not for that. I'm all for having, if there is a transgender Olympiad, more power to them. Put it together, get a TV deal. I'm probably not watching it, but somebody might. Great, go for it. Yeah. But I'm not for a man who says who identifies as a woman swimming against other women in a women's race. I'm not for that.
No.
And so...
Nor should anybody be.
Nor should anybody be. So, again, it feels like people want to pick fights with it by doing the Pistol Pete side of it. And there have been some feathers ruffled about it. And, boy, I've used that term a lot here in this paragraph, feathers ruffled.
And nobody has feathers?
Why can't we just celebrate what she has done? We don't have to, not everything has to be the greatest, the best. Look, if we're picking teams in the playground and they're both there, I would love to have either Caitlin Clark or Pistol Pete on my side. But if I have the first pick, I'm taking Pistol Pete.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming he's, the one that was playing basketball, not the dead one. So, I don't know. I just feel like we should be celebrating Caitlin Clark for what she is doing for women's basketball, which has made it much more visible than it's ever been. She's going to be the number 1 pick in the WNBA draft. She's going to be a big deal. She's not going to be controversial. Brittany Griner. This is somebody that we really hadn't been able to get behind. She gets in trouble in a foreign country. We have to trade a spy to get her back.
The merchant of death.
Yeah,
we have to trade to get her back.
We have to trade. We traded the merchant of death for Brittany Griner. But I don't think Caitlin Clark's going to do that. I think Caitlin Clark's going to be just a really good women's basketball player.
But it tells you all you need to know, that a former great, and she was a great, phenomenal player, Cheryl Swoops, comes out and just, you can tell she's trying to take her down a notch, or she's trying to, I don't know what she tried.
What'd she say?
Well, she said, she did it in 5 years because it was of a COVID year of the girl that held the record, which is not true. And then she said, and she takes 40 shots a game, which she only takes about 19 shots a game, which is totally untrue.
But who cares?
No, but that's the point. She did no reason. She's just trying to nitpick, do something to bring her down. And
well, that's odd to me because she is a woman.
I know.
See,
then you think it's a black-white thing, which is dumb in itself.
Again, that's what I'm saying is like, here we have this phenom. I think we can all agree Caitlin Clark is incredible at basketball. We can all agree on that. And we have this phenom. She happens to be white, so be it. she plays for the whitest state in America, in Iowa, probably. Yeah. Okay, so be it. Doesn't matter. If all this Caitlin Clark thing, you know what I always kept saying? Man, I wish Alabama had enough NIL to try and get Caitlin Clark to Alabama. Think about how awesome it is for Iowa, the university, that she's doing this, because it should be awesome for all women. Like, women should be celebrating this. You should all be on the same team behind her, unless you just hate Iowa. And if you're in Nebraska and you just hate Iowa or whatever, okay, I get that, But Caitlin Clark seems like a good person. She seems like she's going to be a great ambassador for this. And
I've never seen a woman be able to shoot from the logo either. I will say that for sure.
And, but I've seen other people say things like, well, she uses a smaller ball. They all use a smaller ball.
I know.
Why does that matter? If they're all using the same thing. But again, I do say the Pistol Pete thing has gone above and beyond. Like, it's not really apples to apples, so don't put it there, because when you start comparing that, I think you invite people to try and tear her down. And she's not the one out there saying, I broke Pistol Pete's record. She's just out there playing ball.
Yeah.
And so I think that she will get attached to some of this negativity, or some of this negativity will attach itself to her, and that's very unfair. Because, again, I'm not going to pretend I know her personally. I just know what I've seen, especially all through this year with various interviews, and she's been everywhere. I don't want to hear anybody say she hadn't gotten enough exposure for what she has done. She was on my national sports radio show that I was listening to yesterday and on another one today. National sports radio shows, 2 different ones. She has gotten as much exposure as you can get for this. And here's another thing that's kind of interesting. You want me to just throw this out there?
Quickly.
Clay Travis tweeted this. The Iowa-Ohio State game drew more viewers than either NBA game this past weekend. That were both the NBA game, Boston, Golden State, and Philadelphia, whoever the heck they played, at Dallas. It outdrew them both. That's a pretty big deal.
That is pretty big.
And that's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Yeah. And we'll see if that travels to the WNBA. That'll be interesting to watch her career for sure. Take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
If you're tired of the same old, and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
They say we live in an age of big data, where computers and fancy algorithms are supposed to know you best. But at Country Financial, we know helping you own your future requires, well, something much bigger. Contact your local Country Financial representative and start planning for your future with a personal touch.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Here are 3 great Chevrolet offers from Glenn Smith in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado High Country, discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV, the Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $8,000 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox, up to $7,500 off. No payments until summertime. Over 300 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you about 45 more minutes in tonight's show. Thank you so much for being with us. I know you don't care a lot about baseball, but 9 SEC teams in the top 25. 9.
I can believe it. I mean,
Alabama, number 15 in the country right now.
Well, they've only got one loss, and they lost to Dallas Baptist, who I think is a top 25 team,
Dallas
too.
Baptist is a good team.
It's hard to believe they're a good team, but, I mean, they are. I mean,
they've been good for last several years. Auburn sitting at 19. They've got 2 losses. One of them was the number 10 team in the country at the time. Lost 1 to UConn, who's a pretty good team coming into the Plainsman Park this past weekend. But look, I mean, it's the SEC's dominant, obviously, but after all the kerfuffle that Alabama went through.
You love that word.
I do. For them to be positioned where they are now, they may have lucked into a good coach.
Sometimes, I mean, it's sort of like Mal Moore, he went after Saban, told no, goes after the Rodriguez's. That whole thing happens. And then Rodriguez. It's a murder of Rodriguez's. Then he goes to Miami and essentially says, either you get on this plane or I just keep flying to Cuba. I mean, I only have 2 choices. Sometimes, it's serendipity. And Alabama may have, like you said, I mean, even the Dallas Baptist game they lost, this is going to shock you. I listened to it. The end of it, not the whole thing. When I saw it was tight,
right,
I found a way to listen to it because I was like, I want to know. And Dallas Baptist was able to hang on. Alabama had 2 men on with the man at the plate, winning run, I think, at the plate, and he struck him out. So it's going to be more fun, because the SEC. But what's going to happen is the SEC is going to get, when it gets in the SEC season, it's going to be a meat grinder, and we're going to eat each other alive. That's what we do.
But, that being said, what do you play? Like 13 and 17 will get you into the NCAA tournament.
God, yes.
So, I mean, that's the good thing about it. Everybody knows it's good. Softball season going really well. Again, a lot of teams ranked. Almost the entire SEC is ranked.
And we're bringing Oklahoma into this thing. Who lost this weekend, by the way?
Yeah, for the first time in, 71?
Yeah.
71
so we're bringing Oklahoma and Texas into this thing. That's what you keep forgetting. I mean, the SEC next year, you want to talk about meat grinders. I mean, my God, everybody keeps talking about the football side, but next year, imagine, you're like, 4 games to go, Alabama and Auburn tied for the SEC lead. And, they've gone 1-1 against each other. So, Alabama ends with Oklahoma at home, Texas on the road, Kentucky at home and at Tennessee. And Auburn welcomes in Texas, travels to Oklahoma. They also play Kentucky and at South Carolina. I mean, it's going to be a thing, man. And the women's basketball, they're not bad in either of those. I mean, it'd be nice if we brought in a Vanderbilt. We need any more Vandies out there we can bring in?
You probably going to see at sometime if not more so, half of the College World Series will be SEC.
We've seen that.
In women's.
Oh, you're talking about it? No, but in the College World Series.
I know, the baseball we have.
We'll
probably see it in softball now.
Well, we've had an all-SEC final, I know, at least one.
Yeah.
Alabama and Florida, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, Tennessee's still pretty good. Auburn's still pretty good. I mean, obviously, Oklahoma's awesome. Texas isn't going to be bad. I don't know how good they are. They're not going to be bad. Yeah, I mean, it's
a thing.
It's a thing, man. I mean, we're going to have to change our perception of what a successful season is. And Jimmy Stein and I talk about this on Locked on Bama all the time because, you know, there's some people, they're already like, well, Alabama's just going back to mediocrity in football because they don't have Saban anymore. I said, we're going to be fine. First of all, I think DeBoer's a good coach. Will he be Saban? No. There'll never be a Saban. Let that go. So define success as we're in the playoff hunt every single year. You know, you got 12 teams now. You should be in the playoff hunt every single year if you're Alabama. That's the new definition. And you can say that and not be outlandish with it. Now, it was one thing to say it with Saban when there are only 4 teams. You're just like, yeah, we're always in the playoff discussion. But if there were only 4 teams, I would tell people, hey, maybe not. Don't think that way. Think like playoffs 2 out of every 3 years. But with 12 teams, I'm like, hey, okay, even if we have 3 losses, I feel pretty good about getting in. And basketball-wise, Alabama took it on the chin tonight, right? But I'm not really worried about it because it doesn't really change much because it just doesn't matter until you get to March. So my definition of success is get to the NCAA tournament. I would love to hang a banner. Don't get me wrong. I loved it last year. I loved hanging the banner, loved hanging the conference championship banner. But if you don't get to March, if you don't get the NCAA tournament, that's what you're judged on. I don't think it's fair, but even I'm doing it.
Yeah. Well, join the club.
I know.
All right, we'll go ahead and take another break. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Planting season is here, and the Potting Shed Garden Center is happy to give you professional landscaping advice when it comes to planting your shrubs and trees. Auburn's best kept secret will have it all this fall. Mums, pansies, pumpkins, and much more. All in an array of colors and sizes, along with beautiful pots and containers, indoor plants, and a great selection of other gardening gifts. It's all at the Potting Shed Garden Shop, where natural elements reign supreme. Located on the corner of Moore's Mill and Society Hill Road in Auburn.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Lake Area Realty specializes in Lake Martin real estate. They can help simplify your next real estate purchase or sell and have helped many home buyers and sellers through the area buy and sell real estate with precision. Lake Area Realty utilizes powerful marketing tools and knowledge of the lake to help you with your next move. Call your local hometown agency today. Lake Area Realty at 256-825-4800. That's 256-825-4800. Lake Area Realty, helping you find your way home.
Have you stopped by Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store lately? If you haven't, you should. You'll find great pieces for your favorite do-it-yourself project. Lightly used name brand clothing by Free People, North Face, Matilda Jane, Patagonia, and a whole lot more. And while you're there, don't miss the shoes, decorative pieces, classic and new books, and Auburn and Alabama gear that won't cost you a fortune. So stop and shop at Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store today for a unique thrift experience that won't break the budget. Lifesavers Mission Thrift, located on East University behind Zaxby's.
Hi, this is Andrew McGreer at Dunning Roofing. At Dunning Roofing, we specialize in high-quality, premium roofs. We don't build roofs that just meet code requirements. We build quality roofs with premium materials that significantly exceed our competitors' warranties. We put money on your roof, not in our pockets. If you're looking for a top-quality roof, call Dunning Roofing today for your free quote at 256-307-7601 or visit us at DunningRoofingAL.com for more information.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Only 30 more minutes left in tonight's program. Thank you so much for being with us. How about let's do a little something different? The best teen movies of the 80s. We did this a couple of weeks ago with just general movies from the 80s, but we want to focus in on the teen genre. Top 24. This is from
You don't really let the 80s go, do you?
I don't. I love the 80s. The Ranker web. I would be open to suggestions. Okay. With top 24. This is from the website Ranker. They have people vote top 24 movies. Then I'll be honest with you. I've kind of skipped a couple because I didn't think they belonged in the genre. Nightmare on Elm Street. While technically, I mean, I don't know if that's
I was going to ask you if
geared.
Porky's was on there.
I
was going to ask you kind of jokingly if Porky's was on there.
It was.
It was an option?
Like number 29 or something like that. But anyway, I skipped a couple and just bumped up a couple. All right, so this first round, we'll just go straight through. We'll pick these, and then we'll make it into a bracket type form to see who takes on who next. 124 matchup. Breakfast Club number 1.
It's breakfast. There is no breakfast.
There's.
I don't know how many times I have to go through this with you.
Number 1, Breakfast Club.
Breakfast. It's literally break fast. You break the fast you were having.
I am aware.
People used to eat their leftovers from the dinner before, and then you're sort of fasting through your sleep, and you come. It's a break in your fast.
I'm aware.
No, you're not, because you call it brack.
Do
you just say break? When you say break a record, what do you say? Yeah, he brack a record?
Number 1, Breakfast Club against number 24.
Rank
Back
top
to the
20
Future,
words Andy
Part
mispronounces.
2.
Okay, Back to the Future Part 2. Was that?
It's not even close.
I know, it's not close. It's clearly the Breakfast Club, but I'm trying to remember. Was that the Western one?
Yeah, no, that was the third one.
The third one stunk.
The Went to the Future.
Yeah, okay. The third one stunk for sure. Really, I didn't like any of the Back to the Futures except the first one.
I thought the second one was pretty.
It's fine, but how's it going against the Breakfast Club? Come on, man.
Yeah, it's not even close.
It's a joke.
Number 2, Back to the Future versus number 23, Say Anything.
Wow, 23. Say Anything's at 23? That's a bad draw. But I got to go Back to the Future, I guess, even though Back to the Future is certainly more iconic. The Peter Gabriel song from Say Anything is pretty awesome. But, I mean, you know, Huey Lewis and the News, Back to the Future,
There's several songs.
Yeah.
Number 3, Ferris Bueller's.
The incest.
Yeah. Never technically any incest. Number 3, Ferris Bueller's Day Off versus number 22, St. Elmo's Fire.
Oh, God, come on, Ferris Bueller's. Come on, man.
Number 4, Stand By Me. This one,
that movie's fine. I'm not as in love with that movie as everybody else.
Number 4, Stand By Me. You may like this one. Number 21, Red Dawn.
I'm clearly going Red Dawn. And in fact, I would probably swap those seeds. Red Dawn Wolverines?
I love Stand By Me, but I'm not going to object to putting Red Dawn in.
This is how I usually judge these movies. If Red Dawn is on, let's say it's Sunday afternoon, you got nothing to do. And on your TV guide, on one channel is Red Dawn, on one channel is Stand By Me. Which one are you putting it on? I mean, I'm putting it on Red Dawn, brother. I'm a patriot. I don't know about you.
I'm probably putting it on NFL football. But, yeah,
in the summertime.
Wolverine, I mean, think about the star power that's in that movie. Now, again, there's a pretty high star power in Stand By Me, but still, both excellent movies.
I mean, yeah, and again, it feels like we're taking a shot at Stand By Me. It's fine. It's a good movie. I'd rather watch Red Dawn.
Well, if I give you that one, you're probably going to have to give me this one because I know which way you're going to go.
Don't you do it.
Number 5, 16 Candles.
Don't say against Die Hard.
Versus number 20, Risky Business.
I would take Risky Business.
See, I got to go 16 Candles.
Okay, all right, I will give you that one, but mine had Rebecca De Mornay topless, so whatever you want to do. Back when she was incredibly good looking.
I am aware. But if these two movies are on, there's no question I'm watching 16 Candles.
Yeah, I'm watching Risky Business, and I'm pausing it on some certain scenes.
Number 619 seed, The Goonies, which I know you hate.
I don't hate it. It's just
versus Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh God, this. You know what this game is? This is San Diego State taking on New Mexico in the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Now you know, man, The Goonies is iconic.
It is iconic, and I'll go so far as to say this. Did I already tell you this? I bought one of those toy bow and arrows with the suction cup on it and the string, and I would shoot it across my parents' living room, and it would hit the sliding glass door, and then it would not stay sucked on there very long when my big butt got on it. But I did it. I liked it at the time. You know, hey, you guys, I get it. I'm picking The Goonies.
I like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I think it's. I don't. I'm sorry.
You didn't really like it?
I know it's so unpopular for me to say this. I don't like it.
Trouble is afoot at the Circle K.
I don't like it. I like The Goonies better.
Okay.
Give me the. We're taking Goonies?
I'm taking Goonies, yeah. I mean, it's better than, yeah.
This isn't one I have to give you then.
Okay. No.
I've already given you your 16 games.
You have given me that one.
Your flowers.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll do the second half of the bracket right after this.
Shop presidential savings all month long at Opelika CDJR. Get finance rates as low as 3.9% or up to 15% off MSRP on their most popular models. Only at Opelika CDJR or online at OpelikaFordChrysler.com. Shop presidential savings all month long at Opelika Ford. Get finance rates as low as 0% for 60 months or savings up to $13,500 off MSRP on Ford F-150. Only at Opelika Ford and OpelikaFordChrysler.com.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
The food at Oscar's Cafe makes your mouth water. At Oscar's, enjoy great tasting catfish, or maybe you're just in the mood for one of Oscar's fresh salads. Even kids know the place for a fine meal is Oscar's with a great kids menu.
Oscar's also has great tasting burgers full of backyard flavor. So come on out to Oscar's Cafe for great food and homegrown hospitality. We're located on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, just before the Blue Creek Bridge. And remember, it's all fun and games till there's only one cheese ball left.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SUSCC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro continues to excel in making sure our clients have a smooth and pleasant experience with home financing needs. Families are struggling to make ends meet due to price increases and high interest rates on credit cards. Monthly debt can cripple a family from enjoying the special times in life. Property values are holding strong, and now is the time to take advantage of the equity in your home, saving hundreds of dollars a month. No money out of pocket and no payment until January 2024. Call the Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro today.
Lake Area Realty specializes in Lake Martin real estate. They can help simplify your next real estate purchase or sell and have helped many home buyers and sellers through the area buy and sell real estate with precision. Lake Area Realty utilizes powerful marketing tools and knowledge of the lake to help you with your next move. Call your local hometown agency today, Lake Area Realty, at 256-825-4800. That's 256-825-4800. Lake Area Realty, helping you find your way home.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Only a couple of more segments left in tonight's program. Thank you so much for being with us. Doing the best of teen movies from the 80s in a bracket style. It's that time of year. All right, number 7 seed versus number 18 seed. Karate Kid versus Teen Wolf.
I mean, I'm going to go Karate Kid. It's more iconic.
It is.
And I've seen it more.
Teen Wolf sequel was so bad.
Teen Wolf sequel was so bad.
I mean, not that the Karate Kid sequels were great.
No.
But Teen Wolf sequel was.
I mean, when Will Smith's son did the Karate Kid remake, it stunk. But
yeah.
Teen Wolf sequel. Teen Wolf does get pulled down by its own sequels. I agree. It's Karate Kid.
All right, this one, I'm slightly torn, not by any stretch of the imagination about which of these two movies I like more, but one of them is far more iconic.
Okay.
Number 8, 17 seed, Lost Boys, number 8 seed, versus Footloose, 17 seed.
To me, it's Lost Boys. I hated Footloose.
I didn't like
it. Thought it was stunk. Hated it. And also it spawned, it came around at the worst possible time for Saturday Night Live to parody it, because Saturday Night Live was so bad at the time. They did a segment, I'll never forget watching it as a little kid going, why does everybody love Saturday Night Live so much? They did a segment called Footless. And like people just, it was like a bunch of people with no feet dancing. And I was like, this isn't even funny. This stinks. What are they doing? And it should have been so easy. New Saturday Night Live would make fun of Footloose in a funny way, I think. New comedians would.
Not this Saturday Night Live.
Maybe not this Saturday Night Live. But
yeah, I agree with you 100%.
And I'm definitely
Lost
going.
Boys.
And you know what? I'll tell you what.
But Footloose is iconic.
I think they're doing a Lost Boys reboot.
Are they really?
I think so. And I'm cool with it. But if you do a reboot, it's got to be darker. This movie was pretty dark for the times.
Yeah.
It is nothing now. You can watch Lost Boys with no problem.
That's true.
At the time, it was dark. But now it's got to be darker.
Get some original ideas.
They can't, Andy. We're done. We've done them all. We've gone to the moon. We've gone to Mars. Moons attacked us. We've had aliens come. We've gone to the aliens. We've had superheroes at the yin yang. We got you. They don't even have cool new superheroes anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I'd be interested to know which way you go on this one. Number 9, 16 seed. 9, Dirty Dancing versus the 16 seed, Gremlins.
I'm going Gremlins.
I am too.
I mean, that's pretty easy for me. Gremlins is still funny.
Oh yeah. It's got a little bit of everything.
What did
Gremlins
that Gremlin said one time? Like, I'd load up on shotguns and something. What did he say? Like food supplies, like something about a stock market joke. It was just Gremlins is funny. Mogwais, I still remember them.
And it's also got
Mr. Miyagi.
Phoebe Cates.
Oh, it's got Phoebe Cates,
Yeah.
Is that Mr. Miyagi? I can't remember now.
No, it was some old Chinese guy, but it wasn't Mr. Miyagi. All right, 10, 15.
That's so awful.
Here again.
Oh God,
this is going to be.
It's gonna be a fun off season, folks.
All right, 10. This is where we're headed. All right, 10 Fast Times.
Yeah.
Versus 15 seed. To me, this is the most underrated 80s movie of them all. It's most underrated.
Okay.
Can't Buy Me Love.
Can't Buy Me Love is great. I loved it. And it's got the guy now who was like the heartthrob in the, what's his name?
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey, yeah. And it was great.
It kills me.
It's a great movie. And at the end, she's riding the lawnmower with him. You remember?
I actually like this movie better than I do Fast Times overall.
I'm going to say I do too. I'm going to say I'm going to agree with you.
Okay. I mean,
because I really dislike Sean Penn.
That's true. It's a good reason not to.
I mean, he's great at Spicoli, but I really dislike him as an actor.
Yeah, I do too.
In person.
And as a person. All right, number 11 versus number 14. The Outsiders, number 11.
God.
Versus the number 14 seed, Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh, Adventures in Babysitting. That's awesome. Elizabeth Shue.
I do love that movie.
That movie's great.
It is great. The Outsiders it's okay.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I've only seen it once. It was fine. It didn't leave a mark. Adventures in Babysitting, back when Elizabeth Shue was, she was hot to trot, man.
Yeah. She ain't too bad now.
She's pretty good now. She's pretty good overall.
All right, and finally, this one is really not that big of a toss-up for me. 12-13 seed, Weird Science versus Pretty in Pink.
Ooh. I'll go Pretty in Pink for Molly Ringwald fascination.
Wow, okay. I cannot leave Weird Science off.
Okay. All right. Oh, I thought you were going to go Molly Ringwald. I was trying to throw you a bone. I'll go Weird Science then.
Weird Science.
All right. So put it on the books.
I put it on the books. All right. So next week, we will go down round 2 of the best teen movies of all time. Don't go anywhere. We got to take a break.
You didn't know how to get out of that, did you?
I'm slowly easing my way out. So we'll be back with more. One final segment right after this.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients.
No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
When drinking, take a sober ride home, not someone's life. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
If you're tired of the same old, and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Fill your tank, not your wine glass. What? Why is there a wine glass in your car? Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke taking you up to 9 o'clock. Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game this weekend, 2 o'clock, or at noon and 2 p.m. Saturday at noon and 2 p.m.
Well, because the
girls
boys
and
and
boys.
Okay, I don't mean this as a shot at anything, but this is probably the least ballyhooed lineup either state has sent over.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody. There's one kid going to Mississippi State. There's a kid that's, I think, a preferred walk-on for Alabama from Fairhope. A good player. I mean, these are good players, but there's no, we've had some years where it's DeMarcus Cousins or, Eric Bledsoe or KT Harrell or, John Petty. I mean, Herb Jones. There's nobody. I don't think really on either side that's going to be in that.
Are you going over to do it? Or?
No, I'm not. In fact, I don't know who is going to be doing it this time.
It's in Mississippi.
I've done it in Mississippi a few times, in both Hattiesburg and in Jackson a couple of times. But and it's always fun. I mean, I'd go do it. I love it. It's a great event. I think the kids take it pretty seriously. There's a lot of state pride, and frankly, I mean, there's not a lot of things that, like when you have this is a glorified scrimmage. This isn't an NBA All-Star game where everybody's just letting everybody dunk.
Yeah.
This is like, they get after it. That means something, I like that.
Yeah. And the SEC women's tournament bracket coming out. This one, Auburn gets a bye into the second round. Alabama gets the double bye as the 4 seed. Auburn will take on Arkansas on Thursday, and if they win that game, they'll get another matchup with LSU. They beat LSU in Auburn. They lost to LSU in a very close game in Baton Rouge, so that should be interesting. Kentucky, Georgia who plays Tennessee, and the winner of that game will see Alabama. More than likely, you'll see Tennessee. So
that's right. It'll be, and look, so the top four seeds: South Carolina, Bama, LSU, and who?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, okay.
Ole
Miss used to be a problem in women's basketball. Tennessee, of course, is taking a step backwards, but
yeah,
it's going to be a fun tournament. I'm glad to see it. I mean, I know Auburn Honesty. What's her name? Honesty.
That's it.
I can't remember. She is first team All SEC.
Yep. It's a hyphenated name.
I'm assuming Angel Reese won Player of the Year. Who won Player of the Year?
I don't know. Somebody from South Carolina.
Maybe somebody from South Carolina. Yeah. Because they're undefeated and they're awesome. But again, that coming full circle, that takes me back to Caitlin Clark. I mean, I know Angel Reese because I remember they upset South Carolina last year in the Final Four, and she had such a big game. I don't remember who LSU played for the title last year. And I wouldn't know Angel Reese if she also weren't so controversial. Shaq helped walk her out for senior day. They've become super tight. But I know Caitlin Clark because of everything she's done on the court, really. I mean, I didn't even know what kind of person she was for the longest time, but she's done a lot of interviews here recently, and she seems like she's going to be a great, great ambassador for women's sports. I think that's awesome. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be any bigger than that. I mean, people don't need to say, well, she deserves as much airtime as any of the men. But like it or not, the women's side of that sport is not as popular as the men's. It's just not. That's not me taking a shot at Caitlin Clark. It's just not. And so why can't we just be satisfied with she's probably the best women's college player maybe ever? I mean,
best shooter maybe.
Best shooter ever. Okay. Yeah. Cheryl Swoops was awesome. Cheryl Miller was awesome.
That chick from Tennessee.
Candace Parker.
Candace Parker.
Candace Parker, fantastic. I mean, I remember these names. I remember Caitlin Clark's name, But, hey, I think Caitlin Clark should be celebrated for what she did and just leave it at that. I mean, it doesn't need to be any more than or less than that. She needs to be celebrated, though.
I would agree 100%. It's going to wrap it up for us on this edition of Sports Blitz Live. We appreciate all of you out there joining us each and every week. Join us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. For Luke, I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Have you met your local Farmers Insurance agent, Patrick Holina? He proudly serves Tallapoosa County and Alexander City families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call the Holina Agency at 256-234-0037 or stop in today at 704 Commerce Drive to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's the Holina Agency, 256-234-0037.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
This is Kalijah Country, Lake Martin's best country. Kalijah Country 97.5.
Country look good on you. Tearing up on Tulane too. Way down in Alabama, where they love mid-South. Trying to write a song, the local country station will play.
Lake Martin's best country. Elijah Country 97.5.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Sportz Night Guard. Now the Sportz Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Sportz Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.